Hello everyone, this is Chelsea from Those with Words. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm here to share with you my entire Traveler's Notebook collection from Traveler's Company as of October 2023. As you can see here right now, I have 5 regular size and 2 passport size. I actually used to have a blue passport Traveler's Notebook which has since been rehomed. And I eventually want to add a Camel regular size to the lineup, but as of today, this is what I have at the moment. I am going to go through these one by one, share with you when I purchased them, little stories, what I love about them. I'm really excited to make this video and share it with you. So let's go ahead and get started. First up is my olive regular traveler's notebook. This was my first TN ever, and this was purchased in June 2017. So it is more than 6 years old at this point when I'm making this video. And I did customize this traveler's notebook later through the Baumkuchen Truly Yours program. I think this traveler's notebook actually went through one of the first customizations ever when they were training one of their former employees at the Superior Labor. And so my understanding is that this TN actually went to the Superior Labor and was customized there, which makes it really, really special. It did take a while for it to come back because of that reason, but I do think their turnaround is a little bit faster now. But I knew that going in, when I did ask them to customize this, that it might take a while because it was one of the first rounds. And this was my only traveler's notebook for about 2 years before the next one. And so as you can see here, it's got lots and lots of marks and scratches. I do love it all. I am a big patina kind of person with leather, and especially with traveler's notebooks for their rugged look. And I do love the wear and tear and the shine that the leather has taken to over the years. I took this with me to multiple trips during those 2 years, and this is the traveler's notebook that really housed my first ever official travel journal as well. So it's got a really special place in my heart, and I don't think I can ever get rid of this one. The elastic is kind of giving in on certain places, so I probably need to replace this at least sometime soon. Again, this is over 6 years old, and so I'm not super surprised. I haven't actually used this traveler's notebook regularly in a little bit because of all of the other ones that I'm about to show you, but this is near and dear to my heart, and I love this particular one very much. The second traveler's notebook that I'm here to share with you is the brown To&Fro regular size traveler's notebook. This is the special collaboration between Traveler's Company and this brand called To&Fro, and this is from the 2019 collaboration. They had 2 different collaborations with To&Fro, and there is a slightly more recent one, but this is the first one that had the brown traveler's notebook as well as the blue traveler's notebook. This was purchased back in June 2019, and so far this is my only third-party seller experience where I believe the person I requested it from purchased it from To&Fro, so not necessarily Traveler's Notebook, but To&Fro had these in stock as well, so they purchased it from there and sent it over to me. What I really enjoy about this one is just the simplicity of the brand name and the phrasing. I like that To&Fro itself is a brand name, but also, it also makes sense as a phrase, and something about it really intrigued me, and so I decided to get this one. And I really, really enjoy this brown leather. It's super soft. I don't know what it is about this particular brown leather. I'll go into this a little bit more later because I also have another brown traveler's notebook. They are very, very different from each other. And I think that makes sense just depending on, production years, difference in leather, that is completely natural. But I do like that I have 2 very different brown traveler's notebooks. At the same time as I got this, I also got a traveler's notebook size water repellent organizer. And so I'll try to insert a photo of it here on the side if I can. But it's basically like a little bag for your traveler's notebook that's water repellent, which is really nice. And I did used to put this traveler's notebook and that bag together for a while. This is also known as my wild traveler's notebook. I'm doing air quotes here because I feel like it's a little silly to say that. But this also did go through the Baumkuchen Truly Yours customization process. But I added not too much during that process. I added these airport letters in a little arrow format. And then I did a little ampersand ... to just signify, my desire to continue to travel and to have meaningful places to me discovered in the future. And then I also have this Fragile Handle with Love patch that's been sewn onto the back cover here. And then at the front, I just have the dandelion emboss. But apart from that, these patches or these sticker patches were put on with some leather glue by me. So this Pretty Mind patch is from Mr. Eggplant. And then these two are from our studio. And so I loved these patches so much, and I really wanted to add a little bit to the front of the Traveler's Notebook. Again, I call it my wild Traveler's Notebook because I really customized it to my own liking. And that also goes for the inside as well, where I stamped it at the San Francisco Pen Show in 2022, so last year. It's not perfect. You can see here that this one is a little bit smudged and not all the letters are on there. But I'm okay with that. I have decided to embrace it. This one actually went on really well. And then here as well, this part of the little watercolor tool here is missing. But I like it all the same. And then when I went to Japan, I took this traveler's notebook with me empty just so I could stamp the back with a bunch of the stamps that are found at the traveler's factories. So these are all of the locations in Japan that I went to, and so I stamped that. Here's a really faint Traveler's Factory one. I don't know why that one just didn't have enough stamp juice, I guess. This one from Kyoto is super juicy, so that was really nice. And so is this one from TSL Kurashiki, which is the only official partner for Traveler's Company where you can customize your notebooks. And then here is one stamp from Tokyo Station. So yeah, this is the one that I've carried around with me also quite a bit. As you can see here, there's still, some shine and scratches to this one as well. And the leather, like I said, is super, super soft and like very pliable. And I have not added any pockets or anything onto this one on the inside because I really want to keep that feeling of this particular leather. And right now it just has my San Francisco Pen Show / Pelican Hub journal at the moment, which I'm still working on. It's October and I'm still working on that journal, but hopefully I'll be able to finish it pretty soon and archive this one away for a while. But this is also a one that I really, really love. This is the Blue Airline regular size traveler's notebook, and this was gifted to me in October of 2022, so just about a year ago, from a couple of really kind friends for my birthday. And so thank you so much. You know who you are. And I ended up bringing this with me to my Japan trip in March 2023. I just thought it was so fitting with the trip and, the whole airline theme. This is one of 4 limited edition traveler's notebook from that year. I believe there was a hotel one, a records one, and a train one. And this is the airline one, which was my personal favorite. And aside from that blue passport traveler's notebook, which, as I mentioned before, has been rehomed, I did not have a blue traveler's notebook at the time. And so this was sort of the perfect timing for that. And yeah, in Japan, it served as a wallet and travel journal combination. So hopefully you can see this a little bit, but on the spine, there's a lot of patina there. And it's got its scratches and marks just throughout that trip because I just tossed it into my bag and I carried it along with me everywhere for those 2 weeks. And so it aged pretty quickly, I feel like, even though I haven't carried it with me to too many other places since. And I left this traveler's notebook as is. As you'll see, I have one more custom one, or I should say two more custom ones. But this one, I just left it as is because I just like the simplicity of it. I really enjoy this embossing or I should say the foiling, not embossing. And I just wanted to leave it like this because otherwise I felt like it would take away from the overall design, at least for me, just for what I like personally. And so I left it as is, and it's one of the really special TNs I have. I really love all of my traveler's notebooks. You'll probably notice me saying that over and over again, like, I really love this one. I really love all of them. But obviously, this one is also really special to me because it was gifted to me by really, really sweet and close friends, and I treasure it dearly. This one here is the black traveler's notebook in the regular size, and this was the one that was customized at the Superior Labor Kurashiki. As I mentioned a little bit earlier in this video, TSL Kurashiki, or the Superior Labor, is the only authorized partner of Traveler's Company officially to be able to offer you customizations on new Traveler's notebooks on the spot. And I really, really love this one ever since I got it in March of 2023 during my Japan trip. I have used this pretty much nonstop, and that was, intentional because I wanted to make sure to get some lovely patina on this particular notebook. And so, as you can see, a lot of the stamping on the back here has rubbed off. I think it's a little bit more rubbed off on the right side because when I close it like this, I installed like a side closure here as part of the customization. The rubber band here sort of protects the left side from being rubbed up against certain things, but the right side is completely exposed. And so I think that's why some of this happened here. But I still really enjoy it nonetheless. The brass here, the little charm that I had sewn onto the back, is also getting a little bit of patina, and there's just a lot of different markings and some scratches, especially around the side closure here, just because of the way that I've been using this. And I currently have my weekly here right now for memory keeping. And then this is also the one that I also got like this leather folder on the inside, which I don't always use because this is staying at home right now. But when I do carry it out with the intention to journal, then I fill these pouches as well. So this folder was also from TSL Kurashiki. And I really love it. I initially was planning to get a Camel traveler's notebook at TSL Kurashiki that was custom. So a Camel traveler's notebook would have actually had black ink stamping instead of this white ink stamping, and that's decided, just predetermined, based on the color of the traveler's notebook that you're choosing. But when I got there, the camel size or the camel color was sold out at the time. And so I was a little bit thrown off. And the staff, they were so kind to me. They let me take my time and choose a different one. And so this was not my first choice, funnily enough. But I was like, you know what? Let me get a black traveler's notebook because I've never had one before. And I actually really, really love how it turned out with all the brass accents, and this patch right here I think is really lovely as well, and the yellow Superior Labor text I think also goes perfectly with the brass elements, and I really, really enjoy this one. And despite the fact that some parts here and there have faded, I think it's done really well for itself. It's been over 6 months, and when I do bring this out, I'm the same with all of my traveler's notebooks. I toss it in the bag and I go. I try not to baby them, and it has lasted really well, and I still love it very much. This traveler's notebook here is the brown Tokyo Station regular size traveler's notebook. I also got this in March 2023 alongside the Superior Labor one that I just showed you. So basically at the same time. I bought this myself at the Tokyo Station Traveler's Factory. And this is the one that I really wanted to get myself at the location, despite the fact that there are lots and lots of people doing third-party selling and, it's accessible through different means, but I just really wanted to be there in person to buy this for myself. And it feels really special to me in that way. It hasn't really aged much because it hasn't really gone out since then. I'm taking a little bit longer to form a relationship with this traveler's notebook, form a bond, which I know sounds really silly, but that's honestly how I feel is the more and more I take these notebooks to different places and use them, the more fond of them I get. And so I'm hoping to work on that a little bit with this notebook with an upcoming trip. As you can see here, the leather itself is very, very dark brown, and then the spine is a lighter color. And this is what I was talking about earlier with the brown To&Fro Traveler's Notebook is that leather is very, very soft and evenly brown, whereas this one I feel like has a little bit of like pull-up properties. So if you bend the leather like this, it shows like some of the lighter parts. And I think that's actually really interesting, and it's very different from the other brown traveler's notebook that I have, which makes it fun. Plus, the gold foiling is beautiful. And let me actually show you a little bit of a comparison of what I mean. So here is the other traveler's notebook, the other brown traveler's notebook, and it's like, I don't know, it looks super different. So when I first got the Tokyo Station one and opened it up back home, I compared them like this, side by side. And they look super different. Maybe not the middle part, the spine part actually I feel like looks pretty similar. But the leather itself, the Tokyo Station one is just so much darker than the one I was used to. And so I just thought that was a really interesting difference. So even though I have two brown traveler's notebooks, they feel like completely different notebooks to me in a way, and I think that's kind of fun. And right now I just have a little charm right here off to the side. I thought this would be kind of fun because I didn't want to cover up the main gold foiling of the notebook. And so I do have the charm a little bit more to the right. And I will be sharing this notebook a little bit more with you soon in a future video. Second to last in my traveler's notebook collection is this Camel Passport Traveler's Notebook. I purchased this in August of 2019. So this actually goes back a few years. I'm just kind of going by size right now. So I covered all of my regular traveler's notebooks, and this was one of the first Passport Traveler's Notebooks that I purchased. I actually was at Mito in San Francisco for one of their stamp caravan events with Traveler's Company. And I remember something like if you bought a Traveler's Notebook or if you buy a certain amount of Traveler's Company related goods, you could get like special stickers or something. And I had been wanting to try a passport size for quite some time. And so I decided to get the Camel one there. Or actually, this might have been after my blue traveler's notebook and I just wanted a Camel one. I honestly can't remember at the moment because I don't have my blue one anymore. But regardless, I wanted to try the Camel Passport Traveler's Notebook and I purchased it there. As you can see, this has also been customized at BK Truly Yours, and I used it as a wallet for a long time, hence the shine and maybe the difference or the darkening in leather. Especially on the outside, I feel like certain parts, like the edges, maybe even the spine, or like this part right here has darkened quite a bit. And I used to carry this with me back into the office when I used to still work in an office all the time. And my public transportation card would be in here, and this side would hold my most important cards, like my IDs and main credit cards. This would have pretty much all of the other cards inside, like membership cards and things like that. So this was my trustworthy wallet for a very long time before I changed my wallet setup to the Plotter Mini. So that's why it's got a lovely patina on pretty much all the pockets, but especially on this particular pocket, I think is the highlight here. Really, really lovely and pretty much like a light camel at this point, which is nice. And so that is the first traveler's or passport size traveler's notebook that I have to share with you today. Here is my second passport traveler's notebook and the last one that I have to share with you from my collection. This is the Olive Passport Traveler's Notebook, which was purchased in April of 2023, so my most recent addition to my collection. I purchased the Superior Labor Black Regular Size TN and then also the Brown Regular Size Tokyo Station TN, both in March in Japan. And then I came back, and then in April, this was being released. And so I acquired 3 traveler's notebooks within, just a month of each other, which is a little unusual for me, but I always wanted to have this one to have it alongside the original Olive Traveler's regular size traveler's notebook. And so I really enjoy this one. It's super cute. And actually, now that I'm remembering, I did use this as a wallet for some time as well. So I did use the Camel Passport TN first as a wallet, then I used this one, and then I moved over to the Plotter Mini, which I'm using now as a wallet. So yeah, and this was really customized by yours truly and Penguins Creative, April. So this was taken with me to a trip to San Diego this summer where leather paint was used to paint these 2 stripes here. So this is like a green, avocado green type color, and then this is a gold color. And Penguins Creative painted this cherry blossom on this TN, as well as a couple of other traveler's notebook that were present during that trip. It was a really fun time and a really cool experience. And so I love that we put our personal touches on our TNs. And so because I did use it as a wallet for some time with this insert inside, there are quite a few scratches and marks as well. I feel like it's got a little shine to it, which I'm really excited about. And I'm hoping to use this as a quick, everyday, commonplace book type thing. I do have a Nolte that's passport size that I'm planning to use in 2024. And this is going to be its home. And I'm really, really excited about that. I feel like I talked about this in my last video as well, but it feels kind of silly to be excited about 2024 planners right now, but I am excited. So this is going to be one of the covers that I use for 2024 for sure. It's the latest addition to my collection. It's actually quite similar to the existing Olive Traveler's Notebook I have. So I feel like both the regular and the passport size, for me at least, are on the brown side. They're not as green. They're more subtle of an olive, but I really like it. So this is the last and final Traveler's Notebook in my collection that I have to share with you today. And then now I'm gonna do something fun and try to organize these in order of purchase. So let's try and do that. So the olive one is my first. And then this was in 2019. So it's actually ahead of a lot of these. This, I think, was June 2019. So this was my second traveler's notebook. And then technically this was my third. This was from Kurashiki on the same trip as this one, and this was my latest, which means that the airline one is gonna fall squarely in the middle. I actually think I had this one in the middle to begin with. How funny. So it's a little chaotic here, but hopefully you can see all of them. So these are all of my traveler's notebooks. I love each and every one of them dearly. I feel like the only one I haven't really taken somewhere with me regularly is this one. I think I mentioned that earlier. So really looking forward to taking this one on a plane with me sometime soon. I will make a video about my travel journal setup for the upcoming trip and share it with you as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've made it all the way here, I appreciate you listening to me go on and on about how much I love Traveler's Notebooks from Traveler's Company. It's really one of my favorite analog tools, and I really love the way that they age and transform with you throughout life. And I will continue loving Traveler's Notebooks for a long time, probably. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.